I want to know that you are thinking only of me.
Now that my honourable friend Mr. Gladstone, with his customary eloquence and tact, has expressed his customary...
Quite too overcome and proud to say anything but thank you very much.
No, you're going to go to your mother's. I'm not going to have any sniffling around.
Take this opportunity of expressing my thanks and sincere gratitude to Mr. Frank Capra, the director of It Happened One Night, and Miss Claudette Colbert, who was gracious enough to co-star with me in that same picture. Thank you.
Man for himself.
I can hardly find words to express my gratitude and thanks for this. Actually, I want to thank everybody responsible for making this possible. All I can say is I'm exceedingly happy.
Speaking for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, may I tell you that we are proud to present the Academy's yearly award to you, Paul Mooney, for giving the finest performance of the year of 1936 in the motion picture The Life of Louis Pasteur. Thank you very much.
Stop. You should know better, monsieur.
I beat his ears off. Get out of my way. Jack, you touch that kid, I tear you apart, see?
Yeah?
Me, Manuel, talking, I tear you apart, see?
I don't... Father Flanagan. Congratulations, Betty.
Same to you, Spence.
Thank you.
Mitch?
No, sir. I'm looking for assembly.
Oh, are you? So am I. Hang on to my tail. Come on.
It's a great thrill to me to receive this trophy, and especially to receive it from you, Mr. Lund. Thank you very much.
Come back here. Where are you going?
George Murphy presents the coveted little man to Paul Lucas for his outstanding performance in Watch on the Rhine.
Riverhead present to you the Best Acting Award for 1944 for your wonderful, superb performance. Superb.
Oh, my heavens.
That's the best word I can dig up at the moment. In going my way.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Sing my congratulations.
I couldn't be more surprised if I won the Kentucky Derby, really.
I want to present you this award. What? I want to present you this award for the best actor of 1945, Ray Milland, Lost Weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. I'm greatly honored.
You guys.
Fred.
Come on, get out!
Fred, wake up.
Godowski!
Wake up.
Godowski!
Wake up.
She's burning up! Get out!
Fred.
Get out!
Fred, wake up. Wake up.
She's burning up!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy.
What's the matter?
I'm very proud and very lucky.
Rita, you don't give me a hand.
Lucky because I know I wouldn't be standing on this stage tonight without the grand contributions of so many others.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Mr. Douglas said I was to thank nobody. I'd like to thank all of you, and especially thank God. Thank you.
Monsieur, your nose. Your nose is rather large.
Rather?
Oh, well.
Is that all?
Well, of course, if you...
no, young sir.
It's a very long way from the heart of the Belgian Congo to the stage of the Pantages Theater. And I'm very glad to say that it's a little nicer here than it was there.
Don't try to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero, not for me.
I'm not trying to be a hero. If you think I like this, you're crazy. Okay, Nick. This is my...
Thank you. Thank you.
Sergeant J.J.
Gosh, I had something to say, and I can't remember what I was going to say for the life of me. I don't think that ever in my life have so many people been so directly responsible for my being so very, very glad. It's a wonderful moment and a rare one, and I'm certainly indebted. Thank you.
I just want to thank my mother for giving me the idea of going in and doing this.
I hope this is not a mistake, because I won't give it back for anything in the world. Thank you very much.
See, the code specifically states that the... Down first in the ranks!
You speak to me of code?
What code? The coward!
I'm so loaded down with good luck charms, I can hardly make it up the steps. Well, people have been saying thank you for OSCARS for 30 years. And I have nothing to add except thank you.
It's really true. When you stand here, you want to thank everybody you ever knew in this business. I feel like starting with the first secretary or whoever let me sneak into a Broadway casting call.
Needless to say, I want to thank all the members of the Academy who expressed this kind of confidence in voting for me. And right now, I feel so happy. But I want to thank all the members of the Academy who did not vote for me.
When I came first to this country, I met the custom man, and he was asking me what I was doing here, and I said, I'm going to do a film. And he said to me, good luck, boy. And I think that is very unusual for a custom man, and I can tell him now that I had it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, members of the press, who cover the local scene
critics, columnists across the country who approved of my work and said so. Because it is a long journey to this moment, I am naturally indebted to countless numbers of people, principally among whom are Ralph Nelson, James Poe, William Barrett, Martin Baum, and of course the members of the Academy. For all of them, all I can say is a very special thank you.
Well, this is a very exciting evening for me, and I feel in a way that I should split it in half. Between us. I would like to thank everybody that had anything to do with the making of My Fair Lady. It was a wonderful experience. And
The winner is Lee Marvin in
Thank you all very much. I don't want to take up too much of your time. There's too many people to correctly thank for my career.
My lords, when I was practicing law, the manner was to ask the prisoner before pronouncing sentence if he had anything to say.
Have you anything to say?
Yes.
Rod Steiger in the
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. I find it unbelievable. I find it overwhelming. And I wish to thank the members of the Academy for such an experience. Secondly, if I indulge myself, I would like to thank the people, the public, who have been so kind to me.
That does not make sense.
That is, is. That is not. Is
that it?
It is.
John Wayne.
Wow. I'd have known that, I'd have put that patch on 35 years earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm no stranger to this podium. I've come up here and picked up these beautiful golden men before, but always for friends.
The winner is Mr. Gene Hackman.
I just want to start at the beginning just for a second and say, sitting out there next to Barbara Harris reminds me of my first acting scene ever. Was in New York, and the gentleman sitting in front of us when we were doing that scene was my acting teacher, and I just have to mention his name, George Morris, and I want to thank him.
Words that he very regretfully cannot accept this very generous award. And the reasons for this being are the treatment of American Indians today by the film industry. Excuse me.
Jack Lemmon for Save the Tiger.
To a cast and a crew of people. I've never in my life been connected with anything that meant more to me and worked with so many wonderful professional people that cared and loved something so much. And they made it one of the great moments of my life, the making of that film. And that's equal to this honor, just the privilege of working with them, truthfully. And I thank them all, and I love them and respect them.
The winner is Art Carney in...
And particularly from my wife, Barbara,
and my agent, manager, father confessor, William Francis Xavier McCaffrey, for 25 years, who said 2 words to me: do it. You are old.
And the winner is Jack Nicholson in Westfield.
I'd like to thank Miss Pickford, who incidentally, I believe was the first actor to get a percentage of her pictures. And speaking of a percentage, last but not least, my agent, who about 10 years ago advised me that I had no business being an actor. Thank you.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest.
A new heavyweight champ, Richard Dreyfuss!
To Herb, Marcia and Neil, and Quinn. I could go on and on and on, and I don't want to leave. Can I rent this now? Thank you very much.
The winner is John Voight.
And finally, I would like to thank Jane, who's great dignity as a human being.
I'm here to tell you, it's a lousy thing.
It's a good thing she's not here to see this.
I don't see any reason.
Is very moving to me. And finally, I'm carrying with me all the men who gave me so much of their experience to deal with, who have contributed so much, the people in chairs and the veterans and the civilians and the walkers, who are so strongly represented in what I call my work. Thank you very much.
The winner is Dustin Hoffman.
There are 60,000 actors in this academy, in the Screen Actors Guild, and probably 100,000 in equity. And most actors don't work, and a few of us are so lucky to have a chance to work with writing and to work with directing. Because when you're a broke actor, you can't write, you can't paint. You have to practice accents while you're driving a taxi cab. And to that artistic family that strives for excellence, none of you have ever lost, and I am proud to share this with you, and I thank you.
The winner is Robert De Niro, the Raging.
I want to thank my mother and father for having me, and my grandmother and grandfather for having them, and everyone else who involved in the film, and I hope that I can share this with anyone that it means anything to, and the rest of the world, and especially all the terrible things that are happening, and I love everyone.
You want to know why I came back so fast? I got the end of our lane. I couldn't remember where the old town road was.
Ben Kingsley and Gandhi, and for all the men and women who worked on the film, this is an Oscar for vision, for courage, and for acting, and for peace. Thank you.
I'm very excited, very happy, very moved, very everything tonight to be up here, to be singled out from among all these very talented people. I sometimes come to the Academy Awards and watch them year after year, and I get caught up in the spectacle of it, in the event, in the very complex type of entertainment. And I guess, I know I forget that what we're really here for is to single out who we think is the best for that given year. And if that's what I'm to be this year, then I appreciate it I accept it with an honor. And
The winner is F. Murray Abraham.
It would be a lie if I told you I didn't know what to say, because I've been working on this speech for about 25 years. But you were not going to hear any of those speeches because none of the speeches were less than 45 seconds. You know, it's easy to gamble everything when you've got nothing to lose, and Milos Forman had a great deal to lose when he gave these brilliant roles to Tom Hulse and me, and his courage became my inspiration.
The winner is William Hurt.
I am very proud to be an actor.
I haven't decided.
Thank you very much.
My heart was.
I hope that my best work is down the pike in front of me and not in back of me. Thank you.
I keep this for you, Paul.
What?
I got this where you can get it.
The winner is Marcus Dickinson.
A large part of this award belongs to Oliver Stone. And not only as the director, but having the courage to cast me in a part that not many people thought I could play. So I'll always be eternally grateful to him for that. And as a writer, Oliver with Stanley Weiser wrote a part that was the best part that I've ever had in my career.
And the Oscar goes to Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
I'm supposed to be jaded by this point. I'm very honored, and I thank the Academy for your support. And I also thank Tom Hanks and Max von Sydow and James Olmos and my good friend Gene Hackman for their wonderful work, even if they didn't vote for me. I didn't vote for you guys either.
And the Oscar goes to Daniel Day-Lewis in My Love.
All our desire to make the film, all the strength that we needed, all the pleasure that we took in making the film came from Christy Brown.
It's a sin to steal.
When he was alive, he needed very little encouragement to make his voice heard. Now he needs a little more. And I'm truly grateful to you that in honoring me with this award, you're encouraging Christy to carry on making his mark. Thank you very much indeed.
And the Oscar goes to Jeremy Irons.
And lastly, if I may cut the call of a telephone to London, where my wife is trying to keep awake in a hotel bedroom, I wish you were here to help me carry this, because you helped me win it. Thank you all.
And the Oscar goes to Anthony Hopkins.
First of all, before I say that, I want to say hello to my mother. She's in Wales watching this on television with Eve and Jean and Jill and Tony. My father died 11 years ago tonight, so maybe he had something to do with this as well, I don't know. But I want to say thank you to the Academy for your tremendous generosity.
The Oscar goes to Al Pacino in Scent of Women.
I had this thought, and I thought if I ever got up here, I would say it. I've been very lucky, and I've been lucky. I found desire for what I do early in my life, and I'm lucky because I had people who encouraged that desire. And from Lee Strasberg to my great friend and mentor Charlie Lawton, to the great writers and filmmakers that I've been fortunate enough to work with.
And the Oscar goes to Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
I would not be standing here if it weren't for two very important men in my life. So, two that I haven't spoken with in a while, but I had the pleasure of just the other evening. Mr. Raleigh Farnsworth was my high school drama teacher, who taught me that act well the part, there all the glory lies. And one of my classmates under Mr. Farnsworth, Mr. John Gilkerson. I mention their names because they are two of the finest gay Americans, two wonderful men that I had the good fortune to be associated with, to fall under their inspiration at such a young age.
Goes to
Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump.
Man, I feel as though I'm standing on magic legs in a special effects process shot that is too unbelievable to imagine and far too costly to make a reality. But here is my mark, And there is where I'm supposed to look. And believe me, the power and the pleasure and the emotion of this moment is a constant, the speed of light. It will never be diminished, nor will my appreciation and the meaning between two simple words that I can only offer you here. Thank you. God bless you in this room, and God bless you all around the world.
And the Oscar is awarded to Nicolas Cage.
Oh boy. Oh boy. $3.5 million budget, some 16 millimeter film stock thrown in, and I'm holding one of these. I have got to thank the members of the Academy for this, for including me in this group of super talents, and for helping me blur the line between art and commerce with this award.
I'm sorry, sir, is there a problem? And the Oscar goes to Jeffrey Rush and Sean.
There's a game you can play where you create a dinner party where you can invite guests from any time in history, real or fictional. The Academy has honored me by choosing to seat me as David Helfgott at a table with Larry Flint and Count Laszlo Dalmashi and Carl Childers and Jerry Maguire. I can't quite imagine where the conversation might head that night.
And the Oscar goes to Jack Nicholson in A Good
We're very proud of the picture. We had like, I don't know, I've had a sinking feeling all night right up till here. Something about it. There's a smell coming from there that can only...
And the Oscar goes to Roberto Benigni in Life.
To be Jupiter and kidnap everybody and lie down in the firmament making love with everybody. Because I don't know how to express. It's a question of love. You are really, this is a mountain of snow, so delicate, the suavity and the kindness, and it's something I cannot forget from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for the Academy Awards, for the who really loved the movie. Thank you to all the in Italy for the Italian cinema. Grazie all'Italia, who made me. I am really. I owe to them all my if I did something good. So grazie all'Italia e grazie all'America. I learned a lot of things here. Thank you very much. And I hope really I don't deserve this, but I hope to win some other Oscars. Thank you.
And the Oscar goes to Kevin Spacey in American.
And this movie to me is all about how any single act from any single person put out of context is damnable. But the joy of this movie is that it is real beauty. And we found real beauty in this extraordinary script by Sam Mendes, by Alan Ball. It feels like he wrote it, though, doesn't it?
And the Oscar goes to Russell Crowe in Gladiator.
You know, when you grow up in the suburbs of Sydney or Auckland or Newcastle, like Ridley or Jamie Bell, or the suburbs of anywhere, you know, a dream like this seems kind of vaguely ludicrous and completely unattainable. But this moment is directly connected to those childhood imaginings. And for anybody who's on the downside of advantage and relying purely on courage, it's possible.
I love my life. Denzel Washington.
As an actor, they asked each one of us what we wanted to do. I said, I want to be the best actor in the world. All the students in the classroom looked at me like I was a nut. Life has taught me to just try and be the best that I can be. And I thank the Academy for saying to me that on this given night, I was the best that I could be.
Adrian Brody.
Whoa. I bet they didn't tell you that was in the gift bag. Oh my God. Thank you, really. Oh my goodness.
And the Oscar goes to Sean Penn.
Thank you.
if there's one thing that actors know, other than that there weren't any WMDs, it's that there is no such thing as best in acting, and that's proven by these great actors that I was nominated with.
And the Oscar goes to Jamie Foxx and Ray.
My grandmother's name, Marie. My grandmother's name is Estelle Marie Talley. And she's not here tonight, and this is gonna be the toughest part, but she was my first acting teacher. She told me, stand up straight, put your shoulders back, act like you got some sense. We would go places and I would wild out, and she says, act like you've been somewhere. And then when I would act a fool, she would beat me, she would whoop me. And she could get an Oscar for the way she whooped me, because she was great at it. And after she whipped me, she would talk to me and tell me why she whipped me. Said, I want you to be a Southern gentleman. And she still talks to me now. Only now she talks to me in my dreams.
The Oscar goes to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And my mom's name is Marilyn O'Connor, and she's here tonight. And I'd like, if you see her tonight, to congratulate her. Because she brought up 4 kids alone, and she deserves a congratulations for that. And she took me to my first play, and she stayed up with me and watched the NCAA Final Four. And my passions, her passions became my passions. And you know, be proud, Mom, because I'm proud of you, and we're here tonight. And it's so good. Thank you.
And the Oscar goes to Forrest Whitaker in The Last King.
When I was a kid, the only way that I saw movies was from the backseat of my family's car to drive in. And it wasn't my reality to think I would be acting in movies. So receiving this honor tonight tells me that it's possible. It is possible for a kid from East Texas, raised in South Central LA and Carson, who believes in his dreams, commits himself to them with his heart, to touch them and to have them happen. Because when I first started acting, it was because of my desire to connect to everyone, to that thing inside each of us, that light that I believe exists in all of us.
And the Oscar goes to Daniel Day-Lewis, and There Will Be Blood.
I'm looking at this gorgeous thing that you've given me, and I'm thinking back to the first devilish whisper of an idea that came to him and everything since, and it seems to me that this sprang like a golden sapling out of the mad, beautiful head of Paul Thomas Anderson.
And the Oscar goes to Sean Penn.
Finally, for those 2 last finalies, for those who saw the signs of hatred as our cars drove in tonight, I think that it is a good time for those who voted for the ban against gay marriage to sit and reflect and anticipate their great shame and the shame in their grandchildren's eyes if they continue that way of support. We've got to have equal rights for everyone.
And the Oscar goes to Jeff Bridges.
Oh, my dad and my mom, they love showbiz so much. I remember my mom getting all of his kids to entertain at her parties. You know, my dad sitting me on his bed and teach me all of the basics of acting for a role in Sea Hunt.
And the Oscar goes to Colin Firth, The King's Speech.
I'm afraid I have to warn you that I'm experiencing stirrings, somewhere in the upper abdominals, which are threatening to form themselves into dance moves, which, joyous as they may be for me, it would be extremely problematic if they make it to my legs before I get off stage. So I'm going to...
And the Oscar Oscar goes to Jean Dujardin.
And if George Valentine could speak, he'd say,
Wow, putain, génial, merci, formidable, merci beaucoup, I love you. Ouais.
And the Oscar goes to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Stephen didn't have to persuade me to play Lincoln, but I had to persuade him that perhaps if I was going to do it, that Lincoln shouldn't be a musical.
And the Oscar goes to Matthew McConaughey.
When I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing. So to any of us, whatever those things are, whatever it is we look up to, whatever it is we look forward to, and whoever it is we're chasing, to that I say amen. To that I say, all right, all right, all right.
Okie dokie, Smokey. The Oscar goes to Eddie Redmayne.
This Oscar. Wow! This Oscar. This belongs to all of those people around the world battling ALS. It belongs to one exceptional family, Stephen, Jane, Jonathan, and the Hawking children. And I will be its custodian. And I will promise you I will look after him. I will polish him. I will answer his beck and call. I will wait on him hand and foot.
And the Oscar goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who you are. And lastly, I just want to say this. Making The Revenant was about man's relationship to the natural world, a world that we collectively felt in 2015 as the hottest year in recorded history. Our production needed to move to the southern tip of this planet just to be able to find snow. Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. We need to support leaders around the world who do not speak for the big polluters or the big corporations, but who speak for all of humanity, for the indigenous people of the world, for the billions and billions of underprivileged people who will be most affected by this.
And the Oscar goes to Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea.
Man, I wish I had something bigger and more meaningful to say, but I'm just, I'm really proud to be a part of this community in general. I look out at all of you, and I have this whole year, and I'm just dumbfounded that I'm included, and it means a lot to me. Thank you also to Matt.
And the winner is Gary Oldman.
The movies, such as their power, captivated a young man from South London and gave him a dream. And Douglas Urbanski, my dear friend and brother, you have helped keep that dream alive. Joe Wright, thank you for this. It only took 20 years for us to work together. The Oscar goes to
Rami Malek.
The obvious choice, but I guess it worked out. Thank you, Queen. Thank you guys for allowing me to be the tiniest part of your phenomenal, extraordinary legacy. I am forever in your debt.
The Oscar goes to Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
I'm full of so much gratitude right now. And I do not feel elevated above any of my fellow nominees or anyone in this room, because we share the same love, the love of film.
I think that we've become very disconnected from the natural world, and many of us, what we're guilty of is an egocentric worldview, the belief that we're the center of the universe. We go into the natural world and we plunder it for its resources. We feel entitled to artificially inseminate a cow, and when she gives birth, we steal her baby, even though her cries of anguish are unmistakable. And then we take her milk that's intended for a calf, and we put it in our coffee and our cereal.
Here I am in my homeland in Wales, and at 83 years of age I did not expect to get this award. I really didn't, and very grateful to the Academy, and thank you. And I want to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who's taken from us far too early. And again, thank you all very much. Really did not expect this. So I feel very privileged and honored. Thank you.
And the Oscar goes to
Will Smith!
I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena. I just spit. I hope they didn't see that on TV. I want to say thank you to Venus and Serena and the entire Williams family for entrusting me with your story. That's what I want to do. I want to be an ambassador of that kind of love and care and concern.
Really?
And the Oscar goes to Brendan Fraser.
Looks like. Oh, my goodness. I thank the Academy for this honor and for our studio A24 for making such a bold film. And I'm grateful to Darren Aronofsky.
And the Oscar goes to Cillian Murphy.
We made a film about the man who created the atomic bomb, and for better or for worse, we're all living in Oppenheimer's world, so I would really like to dedicate this to the peacemakers everywhere.